Alrighty, so what we're going to do in this video, we're going to go ahead and make these speakers. What we're going to do just for this day, we're not going to worry about the speakers behind it. We might have to build those speakers when we actually do the texturing, but for this particular project, we're just going to make a disc that's going to go around this. Excuse me, and then we're going to make this ring right here. And once we get this object inside here, the little square box, we're going to combine these together and then see if we can combine those two together with the actual body itself. Alright, so let's get started. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to hide the boombox and all that we have so far on it so that we can worry just on the speakers themselves. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and make a disc. Alright. And then I'm going to make sure that the disc is in a positive Z. Alrighty. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the invisibility to it so I can see through, and then I'm going to position said speaker into one side or the other. Alright. And then now I'm going to get the size done for it. Doesn't really matter because it's going to go uniformly. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this disc the same size as the biggest one that we have. Now what I'm going to do also is that I'm going to make sure that under the disc, I'm going to go change to there, that we only have, see if it shows up here, that the disc, it's not wanting to show me my my edges, so we're going to have to make sure that the the disc segments are going to be down to 1. So this makes that this is just one big thing. So now if I go ahead and make this editable, you're going to see that I'm not going to have multiple rings or anything like that. Alright, so we're going to use this now to lay down some additional geometry. Alright, so I'm going to make some edge cuts with the knife. We're going to loop around, and since this is a circle, we just have to kind of get our positioning correct. So we're going to make one right here, and then I'm going to go in a little bit right there. That's going to be where the actual lip of the metal goes. And then we're going to get right down here, right where the lip of the metal part ends. And then we're going to go make 1 or 2 inside so that we can shape the faces of the speaker. Alright? So now that we made those cuts, we're going to go ahead and go into our perspective view. Alright? So now what we want to do is we want to take this back loop and we're going to go back a little bit. Now this can go back as far as we want. It's not a really big issue. This is going to be the edges that are going to be inside the actual boombox itself. And then we're going to try to bring this in just a tiny bit. Alright, just so that we can kind of get it real close to that edge loop. We got our scaling out, and then we're going to kind of bring it in somewhat close so that they are in the same spot. Alright, so that is the back. Now we are going to look right here. This is going to be 1, 2, and then that's right there. Okay, so I believe that this is going to be the loop right here. So we're going to select this edge loop and this edge loop, and then we're going to go ahead and bring it forward. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and select this inner loop right here, and I'm going to go into the side view right here, and I want to get it real close over here as well. So I'm going to scale it up right there, real close. And so now I have this loop like this, and now we're going to take these edge loops right here, and we are going to go ahead and bring it forward just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to select the other one and bring that one forward just a tiny bit. Alright? If I wanted to continue to make this more of a shape, of a rounded shape, I can add additional ones. I can also try grabbing this center vert and just kind of bringing it forward just a little bit. The only issues with that is that if you get too forward, it can kind of be kind of pointy. A way to fix that would be to go ahead and get your line mode going. Select anything you have, get your knife going, and make a loop pretty close to where it's at. So I made it pretty close. Then I'm going to double select that loop, and I'm going to bring that forward as well, so it'll smooth it out a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to take it. Oh, that's right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the face mode, or sorry, the object mode. I'm going to delete the invisibility to it. Alright, that looks pretty good. We're going to bring it forward quite a bit, and then see if we can get our line it up with our boombox here. And we just want to make sure it's the right size and the right position. This does go down a little bit where this comes in a little bit, but I do think that this might be a little bit too much, a little bit too big. So we're going to scale this down a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Alright. So there we go. That fits, and then we just want to make sure that all this geometry here, this back geometry, kind of goes inside the actual object itself. Now I did notice when I was modeling that I looked like I missed something on this object. The boombox body. Look, and I don't know if that got deleted or not. Oops. Because, where the heck did... Looks like something got dissolved when it shouldn't have been. So I did have... Or I set it up. Okay. Looks like I missed on this body the part that comes out a little bit, but that's fine. For this, that'll be fine for that. Alright, so we have this object. There we go, how that's set up. We'll use these faces to make holes with textures when we get to doing that. Alrighty. And so that is that for this particular object. That is the speakers.